All right, welcome back to Anime Savants, everyone. This week I am Zeno.
Shit, this week I think I'm Cleavitas. I think.
Oh,
I
well,
think.
well, ruthless,
Among
ruthless.
many other things, unhinged.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We're gonna do a quick preview of the summer season, which is actually it's insane. It's insane. And it's gonna be like a second job trying to keep up with everything. Um, but there's just certain stuff that we're just gonna watch for sure. So
100%.
Don to Don, I mean, I feel like that's a given for everybody. Like everybody's gonna be
All
into
over that
that.
one.
Yeah. My dress up doll already came out, still same stuff, still good. Kaiju number 8, um, still good. I what is this? Um it's a romance, so I'll check it out. But what is it? Kaoru
Oh,
Hana?
Fragrant Flower blooms with dignity.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
we'll see.
Not
We'll
for
see.
me, but Cloverworks. This is their second. They're doing two or three series, I think, this season, and I think this is the
Mm,
primary. So romance fans are getting a double dose.
okay. One Piece is One Piece, duh.
Yeah.
It's gonna be um
Second Prince.
second yeah. That
Ah,
that is why I'm watching it. I'm watching it for the action. I'm being very specific. I'm watching it for the action and the ridiculousness.
uh-huh.
And that's it. There's no confusion. None.
Second Prince is that thing where you're like, if you're 17 or 16 years old, you're still at home, and your parents are like, you watch all that anime, and they walk in on you
and
on
that's
that
the
some of that
show.
shit, and it's like, come on, man, why you gotta do me like
That's
this? Like,
and it's when he's like in the like that assassin outfit that he made
oh
for himself.
god,
It was just
oh
like,
god,
all
uh,
right. But anyways,
I swear it's
um,
normal. I swear.
there's that one.
Shield
I'm
Hero
watching
season
Shield
4.
Hero season 4 because I made myself watch season 2 and 3, and I don't. Whatever, we can come back to that next time. But
Well, yeah. I mean, I
um,
read the manga up to where, or the not the really the manga. There's a manga adaptation that goes to like the beginning of or the middle of where season 3 was at the time I read it, and then
uh-huh.
there was like I guess like a light novel recap because I was baffled by what was going on in season 3 when I tried to watch it. I was like, this is the most boring. Like, what is this? And so I had to like read a recap. So I am technically caught up, even though I did not actually watch all of season 3. So
There was, let's just say I definitely like strayed away.
yeah.
Like I definitely was just like, I should probably put this on dub if I want to get through the rest of it. But it is what it is. What is this? Rascal does not dream of Santa Claus. I have no idea what it is, and I'm not interested because I didn't even watch
Oh
the original Rascal stuff.
yeah.
Like, and Cloverworks is doing this one too.
Yeah, that's their second one. But as soon as I
Yeah,
saw girls going through puberty syndrome, I'm like, all right, this is for somebody else.
yeah.
Not
Um,
for me.
Sakamoto Day season 2. That's that's who it's for.
Yep. I mean, I think again, it should be studied at some point what happened with the reaction to season 1 because I don't think it was a by any means bad, but
Yeah,
certainly there was the hype was one place, and then the actual audience reaction to learning kind of what the show was and what the series is very interesting to me. That like I don't know. So I watched a little bit of season 1. I want to finish it. I read the manga prior, and I think I'm way ahead where they would even be at the end of the season. So it's not like pressing
oh,
issue
okay.
for me to come and like watch it, but it's there and it looks pretty good. So
Yeah, like yeah. I actually did not know that Call of the Night was even coming back for like season 2. I
hmm
did not know that. So that's nice. That's good. Is the
I
manga
enjoyed Call of
done?
the Night.
Yeah, when it came
Yeah, I
out, a
think
lot
it's
of people
finished.
liked it.
I think
Yeah.
it's finished. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I really like Call of the Night. I think I got like 2 episodes off the finale from season 1, so looking forward
Okay.
to rolling on.
Um, Which watches something from last season. So I mean, maybe one day, maybe not. I don't know.
It's
I don't
fine.
even really know what's about. Doctor Stone Science Future. Well, clearly I'm watching that because today I'm Zeno. So absolutely. Did you finish the manga? Because you
I'm
read it.
very close to finishing the manga. Like
Okay.
a handful of chapters
It's
away.
been done for years now.
Yep,
Like for a
couple of
while.
years. Yeah.
Yeah. What the Water Magician? I watched the first episode of this. Um, I enjoyed it, but I can see how it won't be for everybody. But I'll get to that later. But yeah, uh, based off of a light novel too. Okay, that's probably why I was so well put together in certain places. Apocalypse Bringer Minogra.
I like
Okay.
the trailer for it, but I don't know if it's actually gonna live up
Okay.
to anything.
I feel like there are a lot of shows like this season. Like not
Yes.
like this particular, not this particular like genre of like, storytelling, but just like shows. Are there a lot of harems this year? Well, I don't know.
I don't know, but this is the transported to the real life version of a game trope.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's the concept behind this one. And it is based on a light novel. The problem is that well, let me not say call it a problem. The challenge is there are a variety of versions of this kind of story. And from what I
Mm-hmm.
watched, at least in the trailer, like there's some it seems on the darker side, at least from the presentation of like the art style and everything else. My question is like I other than like the protagonist being the ultimate gamer, is there anything in it that gets beyond the usual cliches that are there? Because once they get away from the stills and you start seeing things animated in motion, it doesn't look that great. So it's going
Mm.
to have to be carried by the actual narrative and characters
Material.
and everything else because it's not going to get over on animation or probably like production quality in general. So it's Maho Film and they're all over the place. Like they're the ones behind what's it called Standing on a Million Lives, which is a quintessential example of
Oh,
like production doesn't necessarily need to be high if the concept
but
is pretty strong, the characters are interesting and is directed in an interesting way, right? Like
yeah.
so they've definitely done that, but then they also have a lot of other stuff under their belt that I would say is like pretty middling or somewhat forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that VR MMO thing from a couple of years ago. That like the
I
there were
didn't
a lot
check
of
that
issues
out.
there. There
Yeah.
were a lot of issues. So I don't know where we're gonna land on this one. There's nothing in the Maho's
Oh,
resume, like TV
that
resume, that's like a killer like series though. So
I forgot they did by the grace of gods, by the grace of the gods, which is
mhm.
a very, very like cozy city builder
Yeah,
isekai show. Like, but and it was the same way with like Standing on a Million Lives, where the material was just really, really interesting, and they didn't do a lot. So maybe we'll see.
I'm
Um,
interested. I hope this one leans as dark as the art style wants you to believe it is in the beginning, but I don't think so. I very much get a certain vibe, but I'll hold my judgment until I get into it a few episodes and we'll see.
yeah. A couple of Cuckoo's season two. I didn't even watch first season, so
I
I
heard
haven't
okay
touched
things
on
about
that.
the first season. Again, not for
Really?
me.
Yeah.
Okay, like as far as like it is a harem romance, and if you know the key art, you know that like it's not breaking any new ground. Um,
Yeah, that's literally what I'm looking. I'm just like it's more of the same, but it has its audience. Like, and they
yes,
are hardcore fans. So,
yeah,
um, something super important, Gachiakuta. Yeah,
listen,
that's like a automatic. Actually, it came out
wrap
yesterday,
me in,
but
buddy.
yeah, I just didn't have time to watch it. But yeah, I want that. I want that.
Can we also get a
Um,
strong note that it got listed for 24 episodes, which is
oh,
like
it did?
yeah, which is great. Yeah,
Nice. Oh, is that like the wait? Did Fire Force get 24? Fire Force got 24 on its first thing. It's
yep,
just
it
not
did.
David production.
Yeah.
But
Now
like,
the
yeah,
flip side is that you're gonna get 24 episodes, and you're not gonna see it again for 2.5 years. So just be aware.
yeah. Bones Film is Bones Film. Did they founded in 2024?
They're technically a helper studio,
Okay, yeah, because I'm like,
but they
I
are
don't.
affiliated with Bones. Like everything you see on um their resume, which is not very long, was actually like they were not the only studio working on those. So like um
Mm,
the Skate Extra stuff, I think, was the only one that they were the full production primary
primary.
for, which was a like a ONA. I want to say it was an ONA. Maybe I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good. Looks good. Gachiakuta looks great, so can't be mad.
Yeah. Also, I do need to go watch that Skate Extra thing to see if they've leaned into the BL anymore because they definitely did during the season. Scooped up by an S rank adventurer. Yeah, this is yeah. I will check this out simply because
Did you watch
it's
the preview for this?
no, I didn't. No,
It's
I barely watched any of the previews for
Oh,
anything,
okay.
and
So
it worked out really well.
this one is an inverted banished from the party story, but it's like they did apparently, just even from the preview, it feels like it's everything happens in episode one. It just like the main character gets his comeuppance almost instantly.
Oh,
so so I wonder what the actual story is about. If that's a setup, I have no idea.
I mean, it could be because banished from the heroes party, like the show, that one definitely did like a whole fake out when it was just like, yeah, it's just cozy living life, and it was like, actually, no, like this shit's fucking crazy, like shit's going down in the background. So maybe it could be something like that where it gets like real crazy or not. But I didn't watch PVs for the majority of this stuff because
Mm-mm. All right.
we'll talk about it with Clavatis. We're like,
There's
we're
not
quick.
really a lot else that I saw to be honest.
I mean, yeah. Uh, um, uh, Grand Blue. I didn't watch the first season, but it's like comedy, right? Like I've
I
seen
think so.
clips. I've seen funny clips of the show, so I'm just like, I know it's good. I just haven't gotten into it.
I think I
So
saw literally no. I didn't even see clips. I just saw some still images of like the main girl and her massive rack, and so that was all I needed to know.
yeah. Silent Witch. So I saw some people posting about how great the first episode was. So I wasn't planning on checking that out, but yeah, like why not? Honestly, the her like outfit and the visual is giving me like Violet Evergarden or like the same color palette or whatever. But I saw some stills from the first episode and I was like, that actually looks like something I do want to watch. Like let me check that out.
This is the same studio that's doing was it reincarnated as a vending machine?
Oh,
I think so, but they also did World's End Harem, which I don't understand how you go from that to that.
oh, bruh. What even did that finish? Wasn't there problems? You know what?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you know
well
what?
it did. So it's supposed to be 12 episodes. They only did 11. Um, that should tell you
Okay,
what you need to know.
yeah, but you know what? They did Yuki Yuna, and Yuki Yuna had its moments.
Yeah,
It had
I'm just
moments.
saying like the range, the range there,
Yeah,
kind of wild.
they've done a lot of stuff. Actually, you know what? It might be a mixed bag, but yeah, people enjoyed the first show, so our first episode. So yeah, we'll see. Kijin Ginto show. I didn't even watch anything from the first core, so I don't know what's going on with it.
I have a
Um,
feeling like just from watching the preview that I'm going to spend maybe the first like 10 minutes of the first episode trying to make sense of all the exposition and then watching it on 1.5 speed after that because it seems
mm,
very it wants to be atmospheric, but I don't know if again the production can hold up to the what they want to go with here, but
okay. Rent a Girlfriend season 4.
lol.
I I
It's
don't
already off the
care.
rails. Okay.
Yeah, like
If you're still here for season 4, you know exactly what you're here for. We're not playing games.
yeah, and yeah, they're being fed and they love it. So yeah, it's not going nowhere. Private tutor to the Duke's daughter. No, I'm
Pass.
not interested.
Pass.
Uh, To
Please
Be Hero
pass.
X.
We
Yeah,
talked about
everyone's
that
continuing
last
on.
week. Yeah, but
Yeah,
24 episodes, by the way.
yeah. Wait, what is
To be
the
Hero X.
the Duke? I was gonna be like, what? Okay,
No,
no.
fuck
Yeah,
no.
I was gonna be like, damn.
No, 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 no.
Yeah,
You know what's
that'd
funny?
be
So
fucking
if
crazy.
the description for what do you call it, the private tutor to the Duke's daughter, it
Yeah.
reads almost word for word like an there's another series that I want to say, God, it must have been like 5 or 6 years ago, so a while ago, but it was an etchy series and it was literally the exact same setup and plot, and the only difference is like he figures out that his magic only works if he can get off, and he can't because he's a virgin, and like that's the story.
Oh my
So when I was reading
god.
this, I was like, it's the same thing, just without the cheese, or maybe a different kind of cheese,
Oh,
a more uncomfortable kind of cheese. So
uh, well,
yeah,
yeah, it can stay over there.
thank you.
Uh, but yeah, To Be Hero, absolutely. Like 24, like yeah, give it to everybody. They love it. New saga? Yeah, interesting, not positive. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these shows are marathoners. Like I feel like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these are things where I'm kind of just like, may if I watch the first episode now, I might be like, eh. But if I watch the first episode and I have more and like I have time to like give it like 5 or 6 and I can see the groove that it's gonna hit, then I'll be like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'll knock this, like I'll do this in the like, in the morning, like da da da. But that yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this whoa, now
That
this
one
one is
is
what people
fucking bizarre.
the summer Hikaru died.
That one is bizarre. I am into it, but I don't know if I could like sit down and weekly watch it. Um,
Yeah.
Conceptually, I love the idea of like some body snatcher shit. If you watch the trailer, there's some really like gross, like unique looking body horror that they kind of
Mm-hmm.
they I don't know how much you see over the early to mid part of the series, but in the trailer they seem to like get into the gimmick really fast, like the dude's face melting and like all that shit. So this it's also Games, which they have a great track record of good
Yeah.
production. Some of the stuff that
Yeah.
they choose to adapt may not necessarily be all that strong, but like the production level like has been off the charts. Also, I think it's one of the producers, not the main producer that did Bang Bravern, which again talk about tonal whiplash between projects. This one looks absolutely insane, so I'm kind of here for it, but I may have to be in the right mood to like get through multiple episodes because it's gonna be creepy as fuck.
I mean, Games is ridiculous regardless of what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a non-believer in Uma Musume, and now I am horse girl trash. I don't care. I
Damn.
don't care. The game is
Damn.
fucking addictive. And the game made me basically be like, well, damn, let me go see what the damn anime is about. And I saw like a compilation video and I was like, oh, of course they're like drawing like the craziest Sakuga of them just
It's just
like
ridiculous. It's just fucking
like
ridiculous.
and I'm like, all right, like I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try. But like I have full faith they're gonna pull this off. They're gonna it's gonna be yeah it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Fucking
And also
silly,
isn't that's
bro.
like their statement? I feel like that was part of their like mission statement when they came out and they said they were like, yeah, we use the gotcha money to make good shit that we want to see.
I
So
mean, it's
like,
true. I mean,
yeah,
again, Uma Musume, the animation is and production is fucking
yeah.
fantastic.
But like, yeah,
Like,
even so, what they did with which makes it so confusing with like Grand Blue anime with the Grand
oh,
Blue
you're talking about
anime.
Bahamut Zero or whatever it is. That was the original one that everyone was like, "Holy shit!" But yeah, Grand Blue. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
But I was like, this is like your mainline like game, like moneymaker, like
yeah.
to this. Well, I don't know about to this day, but the anime just I was like, this is okay. Like it's
It's
not
more
bad.
the I think unlike some of their other gotcha adaptations, like they really did try to stick to the actual quote unquote story of Grand Blue, and that meant
Yeah.
that the pacing of the anime fucking sucks. Like the first
Yeah.
episode it does get you
Yeah.
into it, but like they wind up having to just do so much, and
Everything.
yeah,
Cause yeah,
it
there
looks
are a lot
good.
of
It's not like it's not the
side
animation ain't there, but
stories. Yeah. Um, but yeah, okay. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
uh before we get off topic again, Togen Anki. Um, I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Did you watch the trailer? What was it giving?
So I saw the trailer when it like a few I want to say like when it the later one, the second one when it came out. So that was like 3 to 4 maybe a month ago, and
Yeah.
I was like this. I couldn't tell if this was gonna be Heat or if this was gonna be like trying to be Heat, if you know what I mean. And then
Yeah.
I heard like the reaction. I wasn't like obviously not paying attention to other stuff, but then the third trailer came out and it got published on the Crunchyroll channel, and then like all these creators started going crazy for the show. Like they're seeing something that maybe I wasn't seeing. So I do like that it's super aggressive. Whatever the fuck else is going on, like
Yeah.
there will be a lot of action, and the cast I hope are as varied as some of the designs look, because I don't know. Like I want it to be cool, but I don't know if this has like the if it can live up to its own premise, like how hype it
Mm.
could get. This is not like a Ragna from, last or a couple seasons ago,
Yeah.
where
Ragnar
like
Crimson.
the
Yeah.
source material I knew well enough to know that it was gonna go crazy, and all they had to do was like amp it up a bit, and even on a lower production like budget, they did
Yeah,
a
they did a
great job,
great job. Yeah.
right?
They
So
did a great
this
job.
could easily be in that category. I hope. I'm just
Yeah.
so we'll see.
Um, Summer Pockets, not interested. And then Clavitas are
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
yeah, but yeah, that's automatic yes. Vending machine. Honestly, I would like to
Ah,
say I'm confused why, but anything is up. Anything's up for grabs these days. And I did hear that people do enjoy the show. I watched the first like 2 or 3 episodes and I was like, I see where this could be going. Um, and I just didn't come back to it. So I'm not saying that it's bad. I am kind of surprised to see the second season so soon, though. But hey,
so correct me if I'm wrong, but the light novel for this went like absolutely crazy. Like that's why it got
yeah,
animated,
yeah, like
right?
people love the source material.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like huge number, like like an unbelievable number of copies sold.
yeah.
Uh,
So, yeah, yay. Welcome to the Outcast restaurant. So this is something that I want to watch, but I'm most likely just gonna watch it while I'm eating dinner.
mm.
Like it kind of seems like it's that kind of show, or I'm assuming it is. But then you also have like the girl with the super extremely revealing bikini. So, or is it a bikini? What? No, that's just her dress. That's just her dress. That's not even a bikini. It's just her dress. Um,
What's left of it?
yeah, what's left of it. But also the guy is hot. So I
Oh, is
mean,
that the thing?
it works both ways. It works both ways. I was like, he's a hot muscular cook. I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. Why not?
So the
Um,
question I will ask is, what audience is this for? Is it a Moe audience? Is it? I don't really know.
yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't know either, but I like restaurant based shows.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I like them when I'm eating though. Like for instance, there's like the what the fuck is it called? Isekai Izakaya. Like I watch
Oh, that
that.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I watch that while I'm eating. And do I give a fuck about the premise about like the kingdom and all that? I was like, I don't care about that. I like the information. The food looks good. I'm eating. It's like info on like how stuff is cooked or like the origins of certain dishes. And I'm just like, yeah, this is cool. I like that. Like, yay. So this might have more going on with it as far as like storyline wise, but yeah, like I'll check this out.
There's like a part of me, and it's not fair. We do this every time we do the early season sort of overview. Like there's always I always have this inclination to just like put the slop label on things without like a second look, just
Mm,
because of the way they're being presented. And I know that's like not necessarily fair, but everyone agrees that like every season there is a ton of slop that's out there, and this feels like it's triangulating on a very particular audience. Like you brought it up, like there were a couple of decent hits in that sort of like isekai food prep. I don't know what you want to call it,
yeah.
type of story, and then you kind of toss in the like light harem elements to it,
Yeah.
and like so that's a subgenre that has an audience, and then it's sort of like, okay, what gets shoveled into that this season? I get that feeling with a lot of even the stuff that we've talked about, but I'm always a little like hesitant just to off rip say that some stuff is slop, even though we're gonna probably run over a couple of them that are that's very clearly what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, it feels that way, but I don't know.
There's no freaking way I'll be your lover unless it's for the Yuri girls or
Yep.
the Yuri fans, not the girls, but yeah. But I'm not necessarily interested in it. I haven't really had like a Yuri interest phase ever. So like I can't knock this because I'm not a Yuri dude. Like I don't know, but it looks the production value at least looks and I like the aesthetic of the show. I like the aesthetic. Um and
It's the Ari Ferretta, what do you call it? Reincarnated aristocrat studio. So
oh,
decent enough,
okay.
decent enough.
Yeah. Watari Kun's whatever is about to collapse. Did you I don't know what this is.
I am not familiar with it other than it. There's some siscon shit happening in the trailer.
Okay. Yeah, because the one of those visual pictures, I was like, what the fuck? How old is she? What
And it
is
wasn't,
this?
and there was no translation on the trailer either. I was sort of just like, what am I watching exactly?
Okay, all righty. And watch it randomly be a fucking hit or under some weird shit. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, that is what it is. The Shy Hero and the Assassin Princesses.
I think
Mm.
this is what I was talking about.
The obvious slop.
I believe that this is the obvious slop.
I I think the body proportions are well. It's a comedy. It is
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of the
it
show is
wants to be a
comedy.
lot funnier than it actually
Yeah,
is. And then you get to like
yeah,
a very particular piece of key art, and it's like, oh, I see. All
yeah.
right. All right.
But though, yeah, them things are big. So it is
Like,
what it
not even just big, like grotesque.
is. Well, it's one of those things because I with women like when they have like big ones and like in real life, like it hurts their back and like all kinds of
Yes.
like they have like real problems if they're like that big. And just in the anime, it's just like anything's game, man. Like she's probably the most nimble person on the fucking planet with the most.
I
Like,
mean,
yeah.
but it's more like I feel like the show exists because of that one piece of key art where she's in the bed. That's why the show is. You know what I mean? So if that's the case, that's why I'm not saying slop can't be good. I like premium grade garbage, okay? But like when
Hmm.
there's no other reason for something to have been produced other than selling a bunch of horny kids, that it is slop. That's what. Anyway.
Dealing with the Mikadono sisters is a breeze. So I saw like random clips of this. I enjoyed the clips, but I don't know if I want to watch the show. Like especially based off of the premise, it's like yeah, so it's just another harem, like another but like sister harem like stuff. But I do like the design, like the color palettes, especially like the hair and like how like
Yeah.
fluid it is. So I'm just like, there's stuff that I see that I like, but I don't necessarily think I want to watch the show. Also, I'm all high school out. Like I know a lot of anime
I'm with
is like
you.
high
I'm with
school,
you,
but
man.
like for the past few seasons, we got some like good office shows, like good office romance, and they were like doing like adult stuff, like real, not real nigga shit, but like real adult like happenings, and there was no fallout or like nobody was like internally dying from anxiety. It was just like you like yeah. I'll talk about that later or
Yeah,
at another time. But like
I have long ago reached my complete fill of like the hapless twink that has to live with a bunch of bad bitches
yeah,
and whatever
yes,
happened. Like I've reached my fill of that like probably a decade ago. I have no interest in that setup for drama. I think you
yeah,
can do a lot more with a lot less, and the fact that it gets endlessly recycled and shoveled into projects that like I'm having looked at the the trailer for Mikadona Sisters, there's some genuinely interesting character design.
yeah,
The way they are I'm using the word direction, but like the it's not a lot of like flat angles and flat shots. Characters are sort of lively and they move and they bend and they twist and they do things that are like interesting to look at from like an animation perspective. Like, okay, so you've got something there. Why are we tying it to just the most repetitive drivel like over and over again? Oh no, Japanese men don't know how to talk to hot women. Newsflash, men don't know how to talk to women. But we could
mm,
find a better angle than just like, oh, I'm so surprised that these girls are so strong-willed. Like, yeah, okay, just make them all people and move on. Like, come on, we can do better than this.
agreed. Um, God, there truly is so much shit. God damn it. This next one, what is it? Betrothed to My Sister's Ex. That's probably gonna get a marathon out of me. It's because it's also giving the exact same style as a show of like like seventh time loop skip, which was phenomenal by the
Mm.
way. Like that shit was so good. I see why people love that show. I really really enjoyed that. Seventh time loop are like the Two Perfect Saint. Um, those are like shows where it's like there's going to be like a slow, not a slow burn, but like there's going to be a lot of developments romantically and also probably like politically to go along with it. And I just want to get all of it at once. Like I don't want to wait. I want to see Homeboy get his just desserts because he hurt you. Like I feel it's going to be like that. So I'm interested. I'm probably not going to watch it weekly though. Um, uh, Arc Knights, absolutely not, absolutely not.
Slop. Moving
Honestly,
on.
the bottom part looks like Attack on Titan
It
esque.
wants to be.
Yeah,
Let me tell you right now. I mean, if you watch the either of the trailers, like you will see that there's like genuine effort being put into something. But that's the thing. It's being put into something. It's not
they
being
are
put into something.
they're making their money because these
Yeah.
keep coming. I've seen so many Arc Knight. There's not
Yeah,
every
like
there's
their
like
little
something
like
every
three
year.
minute whatever new banner
Yeah,
like animated stuff like
yeah,
that tends to be good. I just think that the actual the problem with a lot of these gotcha games is of course that the stories and the worlds that they are sort of allowing the players to play in suck. Like they're not particularly interesting. They're not good
and it
for
makes
writing normal drama. Like they don't they're just bad. So then you
and
turn them into an anime and it's like, well, they have a bunch of like interesting looking characters running around an environment nobody really wants to know anything about. So it's just for people who are addicted to the game.
to
Like,
the
if you're
game.
addicted to the game, this is for you. If you're not
Want to
addicted
see
to
their
the game,
character in
right, you're gonna
action,
be bored out of
like
your mind, or things just won't make any sense because it's all poorly written. So it's like, all right.
yeah, which that is the truth about almost every single fucking gotcha out
Yep.
there is that the stories literally mean nothing. You skip over the story to get the currency to pull the next
Yeah,
character.
exactly.
Like that's literally
Exactly.
it. Like they're yeah, just I mean, what's call it? I don't even think what is that big one of Summoner's War? I don't even know if Summoner's War even has a story. They just make money, tons of it on a regular basis. And I've seen no Summoner. Well, there probably is some anime, but anyway,
Mm.
with Vengeance and nope, I don't care. I don't care. I say I don't care, and then I'll probably see somebody else like do something about it, and I'll be like, oh, I guess. But I like the Venge stuff, but I'm just like, no, there's so much other stuff. I'll probably catch you on another season. Um, Hell Teacher, Jikoku Sensei, Nube. I like the
Yeah.
style. I like the style. I'm not necessarily sure I want to. And is this an old series?
I don't know, but it seems like it is probably a remake of something that already existed because I recall Sensei Nube, or like
Uh-huh.
I remember that name, but I don't know. So don't, I'm not gonna.
Okay. But yeah, looks interesting. Not necessarily sure I'm gonna check it out.
It just, this
Uh
is a maybe like a secondary thing, but like the trope in like Japanese high school storytelling of there being like haunted parts of the school is like a that's a very Japanese thing. I remember I asked a friend of mine who grew up in like the Midwest, like, was did they ever have anything like that? Where they're like mysteries of the school? It's like, no, everyone didn't want to be in the fucking school. They want to get the fuck out. They didn't give a shit if like, oh no, the left wing, somebody died in there. Like nobody cares. So it's a very Japanese thing.
okay. Wait, what is next? Detectives these days are crazy. I don't know. I don't know. No. I don't
Pass.
care about it. I don't care about
Passive.
it. Solo camping for two. I don't even like camping in real life. So no, I'm actually really not interested. Even though it's getting two cores back to back.
This is
Um,
kind of unbelievable.
so I'm like, maybe there's something there that I don't know about.
Well, and
Um,
you know,
uh,
we
uh,
complained before, right? About like, oh, we're tired of like the high school setting. This is literally just like a one-on-one slice of life quasi romance series.
yeah,
That's all it really is for adults. So that is a target audience. Technically I should be the target audience for this, but what's coming up next is what I will actually be watching. So
yeah. What's coming up next? New Panty and Stocking with garter belt.
yes,
There's you will
sir.
not be keeping me away from that shit.
Yes,
There's
sir.
there literally didn't even think it coming back would even be a possibility.
Exactly. And I have the soundtrack from the original on repeat for like since forever.
So good. Like I'm really really excited to see what the and it's Trigger. So I'm pretty sure. Well, I have faith. I'm not gonna say it's going to be amazing, but I have faith based off of the
I'm not
trailers and
worried.
everything.
I'm not
Yeah.
worried.
Yeah, new panty and stocking.
Hmm.
With you in the rain. I no, I'm not interested. If I see something about it, I might circle back, but I'm not interested. Game Center, not interested. Cultural exchange, not interested. The style though, what does that style remind me of?
For a game center or for
The game, yeah, like it looks like fuck, I can't even think of it. And there's like a specific show who's the character design, like it's very, very similar to
you
that
know what
show's
you know what
aesthetic.
it really looks like to me, and it doesn't look like show. It looks like Disgaea.
Yeah.
Like in the especially in like when she's in
You
her
know
like
what? You're right. Yeah, it does look like Disgaea. Oh
yeah, like
man,
I
the
but
poor
there's probably
Disgaea.
a better like anime analog for that, but like that's what I thought of when I first saw it. It was like
Oh, poor
a little no
Disgaea.
game no life ish a little too
Oh,
much.
that's what I forgot to say earlier about the other thing where it was like the best dude gamer. I was like, just give us No Game No Life season two, please. Like, can we stop this shit? Can we please stop this shit? Like, just
They really
fucking
want to
give it
make
to us.
some money.
And that's my we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
About the Anime Expo announcements.
Yes.
But Denking Mogura, the Earthbound Mole. I don't care. Did you watch the trailer? I
I
don't
literally just read
I
the
don't.
description and I was like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah. April showers bring May flowers. So I definitely know I don't know if this is that show, but I definitely know there was a show that's very similar to this where it's like the hot guy dates the ugly girl, but also the ugly girl becomes hot within like the first two episodes. So like the premise of the show means absolutely fucking nothing.
That's
It's
how it
literally just
always
like,
works.
yeah, it's kind of just like, oh, you're just really insecure. And so you're learning how to like, you know, have self-esteem.
Also,
Um,
is the thing that makes her ugly that she's fat? Is that really all it is?
that was what one. Oh, I know exactly what the show. The show was about like a fat girl. Um, fuck, I can't remember the name, but I literally like researched
And
it
she
and I
like
went to
goes
go
away
read
and like
them.
comes back and she's like lost mad weight. Is that the one?
Yeah,
Or
she
is it the one
lost.
where she puts on makeup and looks really good? Because that was from last season or
Oh, there
two
are
seasons
multiple.
ago.
Yeah, it was something recent. And I remember I
Yeah.
went to go read the manga about it. And I
Oh
like was
no.
like, do I want to read this? And then I went to the forums like about the comments and someone put it there. They were like, yeah, she becomes hot literally like in the next episode. Like it's not even like yeah, like the premise doesn't even fucking matter anymore. Just it's just like high school drama. And I was like, and that's all I need to see. I'm good. I'm good. So I'm assuming I'm literally just like being prejudiced and just being like, yeah, you're gonna do this, you're gonna be the same thing. You're the same thing. So no. Um
And just to talk one last thing about this, like the premise of April Showers is like the overweight ugly girl gets
yeah.
embarrassed by the hot guy, but the hot guy isn't an asshole, and she can't decide whether or not he's playing her or not. And it's like, yeah, well, people be fucking fat chicks all the time. Nobody cares.
Nobody
Nobody
cares
cares.
until they want to be mean to the fat
Exactly. Yep, you
woman.
got it. You got
And
it.
then it's like, oh, you're fat. And it's like a
Yes.
lot of yeah, yes, they are. And what else?
It's
Okay.
never stopped
And it
anyone from
won't
getting
stop.
in, and it
Won't
won't stop.
stop. What's it call it? The skinny stick man and the big like it's like that archetype, especially it goes strong in the South. Undefeated.
Oh God,
It's
does
fucking
it ever?
undefeated. That couple is undefeated. It's never going anywhere.
They'd
It's
be outside, but
never.
look at the size of it. But
Yeah.
they're happy.
um, what the fuck is Nukitashi? I don't know what that is. It's etchy. I don't, and it's by passion.
That
I,
was all I knew about it this
yeah.
season.
I'm,
Yep.
I'm, I'm good.
I
And
think it's
Shirley.
based on a VN that apparently went
Oh,
crazy. People were liking it. So
really?
that's all I know, and that's all I'll probably ever know.
And it's gonna go. It's gonna go fucking viral. It's
Yeah,
got.
I
Yeah. Well,
mean, them
okay.
titties are just flying. So the
Mm,
I think like one of
not to
the
say there would be
main
bad
chicks has like
animation.
nipple covers. It's like it's crazy. What are we doing?
Yo, those
What
are
are we?
so crazy. I'm like, technically, yeah, you are getting away. It is clothing, but it's like it's just the
Nigga,
nipples. Like,
please,
damn.
what are we doing? Anyway,
And Shirley, I watched the first few episodes of this. This is very much so drama, slice of life, like period. It's like heartfelt, heartwarming. And it's still airing, so it's gonna get 24 episodes. Um, it's nice. It's nice. It's and they pay a lot of attention to like the setting. Like the characters are drawn really well. Like they look really good, like the lighting and things like that. But it's like art in the background. Like they're constantly like doing different things with the environment, like with the cherry blossom trees and like things of that nature. Like it very good. And it also is done because she has like a very overactive imagination. So it's like trying to like showcase what she's seeing in comparison to what everyone else is seeing. But I do like the show. I'm just not caught up on it. But yeah, it's good. Um, what is this?
there's like one more thing on here, which is just the night of the living cat because it's
Okay,
so
yeah,
stupid.
I didn't even watch that. What the fuck?
So it's a zombie storyline, but instead of people turning into the undead when they're bitten, they turn into cats. It's
Huh.
literally what it sounds like.
Okay.
It's so that's all.
Huh.
Like the it's like it's one of those things where it's like 100% premise, but also it's great production for no reason. Um, it's clearly a satire. Not totally sure what it's a satire of, but I'm curious to know more. So basically, it's like any imagine like any typical scene in like a horror film with zombies, just replace them all with adorable cats that are chasing everyone, trying to bite them and turn them into more cats.
Mm.
That's it.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. That's all it is.
Okay. Okay.
But there's really nothing else on
Yeah.
my list.
Oh then yeah, we can stop going one by one. I mean, Yeah, there's not really anything else. I mean, I'm watching Pretty Cure, and it's one of the best seasons in like a decade, and that's about it. Um, yeah, and that's it. So that's our current thing. So we'll
Summer
definitely be
2025.
we'll be talking about it more once we have the time to watch stuff. But life be life and holiday weekends, all that kind of stuff. All right. So then something that we discussed last week, I actually went and I marathoned it literally like the next 2 days. So I went and I watched Moonrise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you haven't watched it, you about to get a lot of spoilers because I have thoughts ish. I was not mad at that ending. I actually was intrigued at the ending, but the beginning, those capes are cool as fuck. Having the fight scene on on like the train, the cable train or whatever, blah 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 blah, be the intro to the show, and just like seeing the cape fight action and like how they're like doing the engrave and things. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, this shit is nice. Like out the gate. So I was like, yeah, sure. And seeing that made me want to stick around. So the rest of the episode being, like the party and like, the introduction to the mom and the dad and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, okay, great. Um, the intro was good. I liked the world building. I had no problem with the world building, the flashbacks, the historical stuff, and honestly, like where the story ended up going. It did one of my favorite kind of like tropey things where like the hero realizes that the side that he's on isn't necessarily like basically nothing is black and white. The shit is gray. Like shit is gray. Both sides have done horrible things for their things, but like each side is doing horrible things to each other. And so it's like, you can't just blindly support this one. You can just like find a way in the middle, which he didn't do. Yeah, I don't really think he found a way in the middle. I think they like stopped stuff, but there was a lot of I don't even know how to put it. Like
So
I'm
how
not
deep into spoilers
frustrated.
do you want to go? Because
The
the
little
issue
girl
with
dies.
okay, so
The little girl
so
dies.
okay, yeah, so maybe it's like episode 6 or 7. So the thing that I like the most about Moonrise is once you have watched all of it and you get all of the ideas, you can go back and think like, oh, okay, that makes this thing that didn't make any sense much earlier make a little bit more sense. There are some series where
Mm-hmm.
that never happens, and the explanations don't ever come. In Moonrise, they give you a lot of explanation for things that happen. The problem is just the order in which you are told or exposed to certain events and scenes can be very jarring to the point that like sometimes you even forget that like, oh, this is where we were in the plot, because overall the big like mystery behind the series and like why all the characters were where they were at the start of the story, and then
Mm-hmm.
where they kind of wind up at the end of the story does actually make a kind of like straightforward sense. So I don't know if we want to like spoil anything about like, the origins of certain characters. Um but
Um,
in general, like maybe like the idea of like the separation of who got to go to the moon and who was left on Earth, ideas about like overpopulation and
AI, like,
AI and all these like bigger themes, they are actually explored in somewhat interesting ways. It's just the story is told, they like, I think you had mentioned before we got on that like they'll give you like like an amazing or an important event will happen, and then it'll be like hard cut to a cliffhanger, and then you come back to the next episode and we're in a flashback, and it's like
yeah,
the feeling of watching that is very jarring, but all the pieces do actually come together.
yeah. And usually they do it within like an episode, within the
Mm-hmm.
same episode or the next episode where you like get the explanation. Because, for example, like the very beginning, I was like, what is this? What's going on? Who is that? Da 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 da. And then they do a full like half episode or more of them being in the children's home, like doing the schooling and like all that kind of stuff, and then seeing the fallout, seeing them discover the stuff, and then it going forward. And I, that was interesting, and like I did like the fact that like that was foreshadowing, like because they still did not explain what it was. They never explained what they were doing there for a while, and then even for the ship, pardon me, the ship to show up in like a latter part as the ruins where they meet Mary. Like there's a lot of stuff that's really well done, but that is definitely jarring. Like it's definitely jarring. But eventually I got used to it. Where I was kind of just like, I trust you guys are gonna explain it. And they did. I did think though that like those last few episodes, I was like, do we have enough time to wrap this up?
They don't. They bring in a very major plot point that again, I will not spoil for those who have not had an opportunity to watch it. That isn't totally explained. Like even by the end, it's sort of like the big threat that is revealed right at the end or close to the end, and it's sort of like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
it was kind of like chilling over here for a while, but like now we gotta fucking deal with it.
Yeah. Which I thought they did well with what they had. I saw people asking about a season two. I was like, I don't think a season two is gonna happen because I feel like Netflix is just gonna kill it.
Yeah,
Because
I
they
would
they didn't
agree.
even want to advertise it. So I'm happy with the ending. I liked the endings that a lot of the characters got. Um, and honestly, it was cool. The show looked cool. The production didn't drop at any moment. I know there were
Nope.
production problems with the show, like for a while. Like it got announced and then it went into like purgatory. Like no one heard anything about it, and all of a sudden it got came back with like a release date or something like that. So I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed it enough to marathon it. Like I literally just like came home from work and was like, Moonrise, let's go. Like
Yep.
we're locking back in. So it's good. I do recommend it. I do recommend it. And I watched it in sub. And yeah, it was great. It was great. And yeah, we're not gonna do spoilers there. If we're trying to keep it spoiler light, then yeah, I think it's great. It might be off-putting to some people, and it's like some people are just like ragging on the show, like they just don't like it at all. And
And
I'm
I can
like,
understand that. I
it's
mean, like
not
it's
that bad.
I'd say it's a good show that has its flaws, and if the flaws are the kind of thing that really bother you, then I'm sure you can walk away from the experience of watching some of it feeling very
Hmm.
like feeling very like disconnected from what you watched. That
Yeah,
but that so that is a possibility, but I would say that like if you are a fan of sci-fi in general, it's probably
yeah,
worthwhile just to give it a shot and see if it is your cup of tea. It I will just say again that like it does actually wrap up 95% of the major threads in a decent way. So don't feel like you're gonna go into it and it's like, oh, we're not gonna get like an ending that's worthwhile. Like you
yeah,
do basically get an ending. But there are some questions that are kind of left out there about things I cannot mention because if I do, they kind of skip you ahead to the end of the reveals that come by the end, and a lot of those reveals do literally come like very close to the the end of the final episode.
which is
So
another like, bitch, what are we doing here? Like,
right,
anyway, yeah,
but I did enjoy the first few episodes because the mystery of the what happens in the first episode and like how catastrophic it is does actually set up something that seems threatening and interesting. And then you see all the action scenes and everything else. They're very well produced.
yeah,
And then again, those capes are fucking cool. The engrave shit is pretty cool.
yeah,
There's some like decent like villains to fight with that do cool
yes,
things. It's some of it's over a little bit too quickly, so I kind of wish they had more time to space out some stuff. But by and large, I was not ultimately unhappy with having watched the whole season. I was not unhappy at all.
yeah. It was great. So, yeah, I watched Moonrise, and Clavitas, or however the hell they
Bizarre,
say it.
bizarre.
Um,
I like it, but bizarre.
they were, and we were talking about like gore and stuff earlier. This shit was ruthless. This shit was so dis like
uh,
the he was so disrespect. I thought he was disrespectful to like the heroes that went out there, but it was just so interesting to see them like washing all the dark beasts like leading up to him. They were just like just they were doing their job. They were fighting. They were doing so good, and then he just it's just very disrespectful. If you haven't seen it, it's in the first within the first what like 7-10 minutes. Yeah, it gets crazy, and
so
it's
So
This is tough.
maybe we can like do a little bit of a dive because the first episode is actually a double episode, right? It's like almost 40
Yeah,
minutes.
45
So
minutes.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of material to cover. So I'm gonna preface this by saying I think that this will be one of the most interesting shows, at least to in its early form, whatever it is, like the first few episodes, because this has got to do a lot. The general story appears to be that there's a continent where there are several kingdoms of both humans and sort of demi-human people, or humanoids. The main character that we meet, or at least what appears to be the main character up front, is Alicia. Alicia wants to be a hero. You hear from her dad. He's talking about how the map that they have is basically mostly blank because the humans have been unable to explore because of the beast kings have been basically slaughtering every expedition party that ever tries to leave. So even though there's like a much bigger world out there, they don't know anything about it. This is a very Attack on Titan kind of thing. Like I got those vibes almost immediately. And so Alicia gives the hero speech. I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna open up the world so that we can find out what's out there. Yeah, and then you fast forward to her as a young adult on this mission, another expedition to get the fuck out, and they're clearly there to kill the beasts. And you see all the knights. Some of them look like they could be recurring characters. Pro tip: they will not be. And there's a incredibly brutal fight scene where the party of heroes takes on the Beast King Cleavites, who basically completely owns them in the most disgusting fashion possible, slicing off legs. The part where he starts shooting the spines out of the shadows and just impaling everybody, like you just know that shit has gone bad. I will give some credit though that in the fight scene, even though the humans were getting their asses kicked, and it was like very apparent that they didn't stand a fucking chance. They didn't do the whole thing where like people start freaking out and running away. Like everybody
Yeah,
was about their business. They're like,
they
yo,
still tried.
we gotta put this nigga in the dirt. And they tried, and each one of them got directly countered and murdered in the process. Like the dude was like, he's like spinning his axe around and then he goes for the hit, and Cleavitus is like, nah, I'm gonna divide you into 8 pieces. Goodbye. Stop. Sit down.
Oh,
So Alicia goes in, she tries to get her heroes hit and basically chips his horn, which doesn't even annoy him. He just like takes the note, he's like, huh, that's interesting, and
like
then disembowels her. Just like legs one way, arms the other way,
lost
like
the same leg as her daddy.
just got fucking owned. And then the story just moves on. and,
And he
uh,
said, I'm not done.
he said, wait, I'm gonna spin the block on your whole fucking world, bro. So Cleavitas, like annoyed that like humans are getting uppity, decides to go down to the kingdom, and he just runs rampant through the whole fucking city, just kills everybody, taking notes, smart character, smart, right? He's looking around, he's like, humans, what's up with these people, right? Like they seem weak, but then they got these weapons. Like this shit is shit that fucked up my horn a little bit. Like, okay, I can't let them live. And the hilarious part, I honestly, no kidding, was
With the
laughing.
king.
I was laughing.
Yeah.
Basically, from the cart ride to the when he meets the king was comedy to me, just because it was just like, man, they have no chance. So he's running through the city, killing everybody. And then he gets to the king, and at this point, like, this is a civilization ending threat that's come through, and he's wrecked everything. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna interrogate the king to be like, depending on the answer he gives me, I may have to like wipe out all humans. Like it may be, today may be the day. You know what I mean? And so he asked the king, what was the question? He was like, what does it mean to be a human, or something like that?
Yeah.
What was the question he asked? It was some philosophical shit. And the
Yeah.
king was like, just gave him like, you a beast. I ain't
Just
talking to you,
yapping.
nigga. And it's
Just
like, oh,
yapping.
you ain't even trying to live. He's like, a beast could never understand. That's what he said. This nigga immediately beheaded him. He didn't even wait to
Mid
finish. Like, I
sentence.
ain't got time at all for this fucking nonsense. Wipes out the town, and but still is a little bit conflicted because he's like, these humans, like, I still don't get it. I don't understand what the fuck this is. He starts thinking about like, well, maybe I should get an army and just like kill everybody, which is like, that's my nigga right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
This, This dude is the man. And then it's the literal crying baby versus atomic bomb meme where he hears a baby crying and he thinks for a second like, oh, I'm about to kill all these motherfuckers. But then the mother or the wet nurse or whoever it is like, please save the
Yeah.
child, please save the child. And the moment of her not caring that he is a beast king, but still reaching out and asking for his help, sort of changes his mind because she says something like a child can't pick where it's born, which is
Yeah.
that we're
Which was
getting into
I thought it
the
was a really nice plea. Yeah.
right. It is again we're getting into like the philosophical question that is ultimately at the heart of the series, which is nature versus nurture, literally. Um, and so Clevitas decides to save the child, but from that point on, so we're this is about halfway through the first episode, and Jordan, I want to get your opinion. Up until this point, I was pretty sure I knew what they were cooking. Okay, that this was gonna be the demon beast has to raise a small child.
Mm-hmm.
The question about like are humans inherently evil or dangerous, or is there something else? I was with it.
Yeah.
Then we got into what I can only describe as like dark comedy. Because Clevitas takes the baby back, immediately has no idea how to raise a child.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it is like, what the fuck am I doing? And so in all of its power, decides to resurrect Alicia. Um asked some fucking wild ass questions. He said, "Where you got titties, right? Where the milk at?"
Yeah. Present.
Like, there's no fucking
Present.
way. There's no fucking way.
And
What
they
are we
almost
doing?
animated the full thing. I was like, wait, is this rated M? Like, wait a
Stop. Yeah, I
minute.
was like, stop it.
Wait.
Stop it. Uh so anyway, so Alicia and is now the un not unwitting, but sort of she doesn't want to be here. She was murdered. They basically took her apart and put her back together just to look after this child, this baby. And meanwhile, she's like, I gotta kill this motherfucker because this is a civilization ending threat right here. I've trained my whole life to kill this motherfucker. And goddamn, like he's right here and I can't do shit. And the rest of the episode is essentially getting to know the dynamic that's going to hold up between Clevitas, Alicia, and Luna, which is the baby. Um, so,
Which by
yeah.
the end, I was really excited because I was like, oh shit, wait, we're building a kingdom? Like we're doing like political, like
Yeah.
which I
It's almost
thought
slice of life, almost, too.
almost, but I thought I was like, oh yeah, the other nations are going to be important. But I didn't think it was gonna happen this fast as far as like, oh no, like it's about to be like they're on the they're immediately gonna be thrust onto the world stage because of the baby's like royal lineage and like I'm assuming all the royals have that same colored hair, the
Mm-hmm.
whatever their name, like da 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 da. Clevitus didn't destroy the forge, like I'm like really interested to see like, oh shit, like where is this going? Like this could actually get like real fucking crazy. The general with the like the shifty ass side character that he left in charge to like watch over everything. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, like I think this is gonna be really, really good and fun. So
Yes, that
I
was my
really
feeling as
enjoyed
well.
it.
It was the dynamics there that are there are they look like they could give us a lot. It's again a lot of bizarre tonal choices that I
But you know
hope
what it reminds me of?
was a reminder of.
Fuck. I literally have it right here. Hold on. Let me find it. Let me find it. The
Okay,
Mecha
so
show. The Mecha show.
oh shit.
That the original that needs a second season with like, it had the countries and it's his name. The name of the show is his name.
Why am I misremembering?
We love that shit. Hold on, where is it?
Oh, goddamn. I know exactly what you're talking
Fuck. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna be like, da, da, da. But like, it's
about.
kind of
Part.
giving me the start of not Sabaku, Bisco. Where is it? Oh my god. Um,
It's the one where the guy comes down the pod and it's like, yeah,
yeah,
I know. Yeah.
back arrow,
Back arrow. There you go.
back arrow. It's giving me back arrow
It
vibes where
could
I'm like,
be. It could
yeah,
be.
where it's
There's
just like
something
one
there.
thing after another of just like crazy shit, like the power levels just building upon each other, getting crazier and crazier. Which I mean, with the slice of like with like baby and stuff like that. But
So
yeah.
I'll tell you something that I did find interesting. So we talked before, and we talked actually many times about production choices that are made um, based on scarcity, right? Like you don't have a huge budget, so you have to figure out how are you going to make your show stand out. This show actually uses a hell of a lot of CG, but they paint over it. And
Mm-hmm.
they do it in a way that actually feels unique to the aesthetic that they're going for. It's like there's parts of it that are very hyper realistic. There's parts of it that are very surreal looking, and there are parts of it that are, I won't say like cartoony, but they feel like the hand, especially like the what was the series I was thinking of that this like gave me vibes of like very Mononoke, like Princess Mononoke looking like
Oh, okay.
architecture, and like when they do these like wide shots of the city, there's like I don't know, there's a lot of like very small choices that they don't cost anything. It's like when you have like the big shot of like the mountains that they come out of, and instead of just like having a bunch of CGI mountains, they like made them weird and weirdly rounded, and like there's like details in there that are very clearly like CG that are drawn over. Then you have like how some people are humans, other people are humanoid, so they're kind of like beast people. But instead of going with like the big floppy dog ears, they give them like a little nose or something, and
Yeah.
whatever. So there's like certain design stuff that feels alien in a good way. But that's the other thing I was to say. Clevitas, the character, is a very alien character. And that's good because it's supposed to be a thing that's not a human. And so its
Yeah.
reactions to things, the way that he kind of thinks about stuff and moves around the environment in his beast form, when you get his inner monologue, like all that stuff should feel unsettling, and he's a very unsettling character because you know that he's just like a brutal murder machine and doesn't give a fuck, but it's not in the edgy boy kind of way. It's in the I'm a fucking animal. Like what do you want? Y'all niggas trying to talk to me crazy. I'll dissect you. I don't care. So
Yeah.
I like the production. I like how they're saving money. I like that they're spending that money in places that matter, like very gory action scenes. I like the world building. I like the character dynamics because we made sure that our cast is actually pretty tight. It's not like 16 billion characters you have to remember the names of or anything like that. I
Yeah.
like that they set out the main question that the story has got to answer in the very first 15 minutes. Is it nature or nurture? Are humans inherently evil or not? That we're going to see that through the growth of that child. We're going to see that through the relationship with Clevitas and Alicia. It's all tight. So let's hope that they keep it this way and don't go fucking crazy.
Yeah. But that was my favorite premiere so far. But I haven't really even watched that much. So, but yeah, but that was a great premiere, 45 minutes. So, and it deserved it. It needed that time. I don't think
It
it could
did.
have done all of that in the 20 minutes because 4 minutes
No.
of it is like OP ending and like other
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah. But yeah, very good. What else was good? I watched the Water Magician. It's Isekai Water. My favorite part about the show is that he actually has to work like for the powers. Like he has the powers. Um, and it shows like how he develops them. So like he's using like science and like physics and like he actually has to think about like how the water molecules are going to interact with each other. So he can like make stuff boiling and make stuff like freeze. And I was like, oh, that's actually really interesting. Like I like that. And I also really like that he fought a monster in the beginning of the episode, injured the monster, and like he was like, damn, that was really tough. And then the monster came for it to get a lick back. It went off and evolved to come back and kill him. And I was like, oh wow. Like an immediate lick back. And then it started the typical like isekai rollout of like, yeah, this is super powerful and you didn't know that, and this is really powerful and you met this thing and da da da. And I was like, okay. This comes with the territory, but I enjoyed like the montage and like the baseline power system. There's not even like a world yet. He's still in the woods. Um, like cheat skill. Like he stayed in the fucking woods forever. Like he has a similar house to that where like he's in the middle of the woods and there's like a protective barrier with the house, so the monsters don't bother the house. He has to go out and like do stuff. But yeah, very interesting. And like something I would keep up with like every week. It's definitely a B C tier show. Like absolutely. Like it's not crazy. Um, did I watch that? Oh, and My Dress Up Darling. It's still amazing. Still
I
amazing.
gotta get
Still
to that.
funny. Funny as hell. Still funny as hell.
Gotta
Um,
get to it.
but yeah.
Yeah, for
It,
me, not I didn't catch as many of the first episodes that came out just last weekend because we're recording this on a Monday, and a lot of the stuff that are in the preview that we just ran through have not yet aired. Some of the things that definitely I was looking forward to. I think the most interesting thing that I have seen of the new season so far is Lord of Mysteries, which is a Chinese produced ONA, but it's awesome. Okay, like I think again we talked about how some of these series, especially the ones that are written or directed primarily for like a Chinese audience, the writing tends to be very scattered. Like there's a certain type of pacing and a certain type of direction, even of like the way stories are told. That are for me, it's a little difficult to process because it can be very like all over the place and just follows a slightly different cadence than I'm used to both in anime and in Western stuff. Lord of Mysteries is not like that. Lord of Mysteries is definitely feels much more like Western storytelling style inspired. And it's not just the aesthetic. So the concept is that it's kind of an isekai, sort of kind of. A
okay.
person from our world, a young student, basically goes to sleep and wakes up in the body of a person in another world. It's like a very like Victorian steampunk type of world that is completely separate from the one that we're in. And
Okay.
he's the person he wakes up in the body of is a guy named Klein, who was just seemingly was just killed. But he wakes up in his body and basically comes back. His body like I don't know, like reforms, like there's like a bullet hole or something in him, and it just like maybe he committed suicide, maybe he was killed. It's not totally clear, but he wakes up in this guy's body and he has some of his memories, but he doesn't really know everything. The one thing he does remember is that a person had come to him because he was a recent graduate from a university and like had studied like languages to translate a notebook, and they had gotten like through like the first part of the notebook, and then had something had happened, and then we cut and we find out that the person who he allegedly had met with had been killed as well, and so now he's the only person who survived, you know, whatever this event was, and he's trapped in this person's body, he's trapped in this other world. He kind of has this other person's memories, and he's trying to figure out just what the fuck happened to him and maybe like how to get back. But the aesthetic and the animation is fucking fantastic. Um, it's one of those times where it's like we're not relying on cliches and tropes that you already know to communicate the most important things about the world that they're in. There is a lot of genuine attempts at both like expositional and visual world building, but it's
Mm-hmm.
handled in a way that like makes you want to keep watching. Like there's a lot of interesting things to look at on screen all the time. There's a lot of like interesting characters. The world seems very well realized. The decisions that like people make are not like they are informed by the character that we have learned about, through watching it. So even in the first episode, like there's just a lot of impressive cool stuff that goes on. Like there's a shot very early on where Klein leaves his apartment for the first time, and he's sort of going out into the world to figure out both who he is but also like what exactly is like going on. So but he still remembers how to do things, so he goes to a store just to like pick up, I don't know, like some food. And the way they intro the shot is that it's a camera looking up from the perspective of a small like mouse that's like grabbing some food off the ground and looking up, and through his legs you see him you see the shopkeeper, and then the conversation they have isn't just shot reverse shot. There's like angles from the ceiling looking down from the rat's perspective, and it's like running around the pipes and
Oh,
doing all kinds of other stuff. And it's just like those shots are only there to then do the big world review where the rat runs out into the light and you see the city stretch out ahead. That is not something that would normally be handled that way at all. And there's all kinds of like beauty shots of like the clouds opening up and light pouring into the city. And they play a lot with like light and shadow because it's a very like Sherlock Holmesian kind of atmosphere that they're trying to build up in this like steampunk Victorian environment. So you don't just get stuck with the main character's perspective. There's a lot of like on the street moments where like people are playing card games that are unique to this world, people eating things that are unique to this world, the language, the this, the that. So there's so much effort that's put in to just establishing this space. And you watch the first episode and you're like, God damn, it feels like jam packed with detail. And it's
Mm-hmm.
and the music is pretty great. And then you have the inner monologue of the main character whose name is Joe, but like, he's stuck between am I the guy who came from the other world or am I Klein? Because our memories are all overlapped. And then
Okay.
also he's worried that everyone's trying to fucking kill him. So literally anyone could walk up to him on the street and he's grabbing for his gun and shit. Like he didn't know what the fuck's going on. So I'm really enjoying it. I've only gotten through the first episode. I think that of all the things that are airing, I would put this series next to something like Lazarus
Oh.
um as far as like
Oh.
a lot of money went into the production and there's a director and a production staff that's like trying to do something. Now, Lazarus can be a little bit disjointed in its storytelling and there's some weirdness in there. And I'm sure that as I watch more of Lord of Mysteries, maybe some of that will come out. But like even in the first episode, I'm impressed by what they're doing. So I've enjoyed it so far. And
Have
they're
you
slightly
watched
longer episodes. They're like 30 minutes. Go ahead.
have you watched any of Link Click? Like,
I
because I
have,
know
yeah.
people love that show. Are you getting
Yeah.
like Link Click esque?
That's a good comparison. Visually,
I mean,
in
yeah, like
some
not the
ways,
aesthetic wise, because also last week you were talking about like with like the Chinese shows, or in
yeah.
particular with like To Be Hero, that it's like it's good and it's there, but there's like something missing. Did you feel that with Link Click? And like, if I don't, it's too early to say
Not
with
as
this
much. I
show.
think Link Click is has a very what's the right way to say it? Like it kind of says what it is on the tin, if that makes sense.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
there's detail there and the world building. I didn't really watch all of it, but like visually, there's a lot of interesting things that tell a story beyond just the characters talking to each other. I wouldn't say that like I would say that you could feel the budget in Link Click. How about that?
Okay.
You can feel the budget at every level of what they're doing. This one, Lord of Mysteries feels like it's a statement. Like some production studios trying to put their fucking foot down and let you know that like they ain't fucking playing. The question really is more like, does the story hold up longer term? But the way it's being told is much more similar to like a Western style storytelling than even anime or like
Okay.
seinen or like other stuff that's like Japanese. So um I appreciate what I'm seeing. And it's also just really great to look at. It's a fun, uh bizarre, strange, but still interesting atmosphere that they're building up.
Okay. That
So
sounds
I stand on that.
great.
I'm not gonna recommend it yet. I'll watch a few more episodes and we'll see like, you know, what
Is
it's cooking.
that premiered with this season, or was it already running like early?
Premiered
Did it
with
start
it
a little bit
premiered
early?
like earlier in the maybe like a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a few episodes out. I've only watched the first episode.
Okay. Um, and then I guess so. Anime Expo happened. There's a shit ton of news. But the biggest news, I guess, for me is that Cyber Edge Runners is getting a season two, and
Let's
I
do
didn't
it.
even know that that was even a possibility. I like I'm honestly shocked. Like I'm shocked. Um, because I'm afraid they're gonna try to make it happen twice. Um, and I mean, we all know why. Like, there's just so much to love about the first season, and so hopefully, I'm not hoping that they're going into it trying to make it. like using the same like storytelling format. Like, yeah, I want that, but like not just like only going for all the shit that the first season did. Like, I want them to continue to basically like do more. Like, take what you did from the first season and do more with it. Like, try other things and do the things that are really good, and not like harp on the stuff where it's like, oh, everybody really loved this from the first season, so we're just gonna like drive this shit home. Which they could also do that as well, and it could also still be really, 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 really good. Um, and it's a completely different story. So, well, not it's still same thing, but like different main character. So
Did you play 2077?
I played it when it first came out on PlayStation 4, and
Mm.
that was a
So
shit
when it
show,
was all
man.
fucked up, yeah, when it was,
Yeah, like fell through the bottom of the city, and then I
oh
put a good
shit,
like 30 hours in, and then my save file got corrupted, and I was like, I'm done, I'm good.
there
I'm
you go.
I'm
Okay, so you didn't
I'm
you didn't get to Phantom Liberty.
No, I didn't get the Phantom Liberty, but I did hear that all the updates that they've made to the game, and that with Phantom Liberty, that like it is really good. Like now, like they rehauled the skill system or something like that, or like
Yep.
upgrading, and so I it's on my list, but I know when I play it, it's gonna have to be the only thing I play, like the only thing.
Well, I only asked because there are some people who saw the announcement. Obviously, they're very excited. But given that the last series had a very definitive ending,
Mm-hmm.
um, the characters are dead or gone.
Yeah.
Um, that there was some unhappiness that there wasn't, that kind of puts the kibosh on any hope that there would be a continuation with that cast. Obviously, it was never going to happen.
No.
But there's a lot of room in
For the world.
Cyberpunk as a franchise for lots of storytelling with different characters. And, when we talk about world building, the amount of labor that's gone into building a great world for cyberpunk means that there will be plenty of great stories to tell, including games and animated series and books and everything else. So like the fact that we're getting another probably hopefully a fun story in that setting is exciting to me. I don't need to be I don't need any fan service from the prior anything. Like
Yeah.
give me a new because that one even took place very like probably was it 20 years or something like that, 15 or 20 years before the game setting. And
Yeah.
even the setting of the game is prior to some of the things that are in the source books for Cyberpunk tabletop. Um Also, can we also give a shout out to this is a world created by a black man.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is a creation of Mike Pondsmith, black author. Um, to see all of this really really good stuff coming out of the work of a black creative, just makes me feel great. Like it's an easy franchise to support in general.
Yeah. Agreed. But yeah, that was surprising. Um, Black Clover's coming back, which is not surprising, but it took a long time. And I think it's probably still they don't even know if they say 2026, or they just said they're coming.
I think it's just
It's it
coming, but
just
I assume it's
it's just
2026.
coming. Um
If they're saying that if they're willing to announce it, it's probably a little more, maybe a year, a little bit more out.
okay.
So,
I mean, I really liked what it was doing at the end of the 100 or so episodes of season one. Like it's just good shonen, just really fucking fun time. And I
mm.
love all the power stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, yeah,
People
yeah, yeah. It's
complaining
coming
about
back.
Asta's voice actors feels like it was 1,000 years ago. It
I
feels like that discourse was forever ago.
I remember that, which honestly, I was one of those people who was just like, this dude's just screaming. I'm not really interested in this. And then when the show got to around like episode 104, I was like, all right,
When the
let's see
show
what this
got
is
to
about.
episode 104 is a wild statement, but true.
Yeah, that is what happened. And
Once
I
you got
literally,
100 episodes deep,
and they were so good though. Like it kept getting better and better and better and better. And I was like, hell yeah, this is amazing. Um, oh yeah, the Mushoku Tensei trailer dropped for season three. I have
yeah.
no idea what the actual fuck is going on. But they did the big reveal at the end of the trailer, with you know who. So yeah, I'm pretty sure people are gonna go crazy about that. And there are a lot of people who like they have like almost entire brands off of hating on Mushoku Tensei. Um, which I mean, I get it, I guess, but he's not a good person. We know that. Like it's not gonna change, I don't feel. Um, and then Rooster Fighter. If you don't know what Rooster Fighter is,
Rooster Fighter.
go to YouTube, go to Google, type that shit in, and watch that fucking trailer. Um, honestly, that's peak to me. That's fucking peak. This is
Some unhinged shit, let me tell you.
yeah.
Absolutely unhinged shit.
um, that is what peak is. You need to watch that shit. Like this is so good, so for no reason. Even the visual poster is fucking insane. Like the poster visual for the show is actually so fucking stupid and insane. Um, yeah, like yeah, I mean that's some of the stuff I care about. There's a lot. There have been a lot of announcements. I think because they a majority of the stuff was said at Anime Expo.
Yeah.
Like the closing days or something like that. So there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a whole bunch of new seasons being announced. Gate got a second season,
So
which I was
somehow.
really like, okay, that's interesting. But a lot of people said they were like, well, yo, we waited forever for Classroom of the Elite season two. And
Right.
I was like, you know what? Yeah, you got a point. Like that took a long time. And we're still waiting on No Game, No Life. And they even had like a damn movie prequel and all that. And it's still the novels are still selling like hotcakes. They
Yes.
love that shit. So
It's
I'm like,
at an
where is it?
unbelievable rate for a series that is not in any kind of production.
Like, what is going on? Like, did he burn the bridge with like somebody? He cussed all the fucking anime studios out at once. Like what happened? It was Bones, wasn't it?
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
issue is not it's not so much the creator's problem. It a lot of it has to do with the weird way in which the Katakawa in particular makes its money. Because Katakawa is the publisher both for the anime's first season and also the light novels. Um, so what is the right way to say this? Number one, there's a pressure to achieve a certain level of quality, which basically means that in order the cost to produce a new series from Katakawa's point of view is guaranteed to be high. They also
Mm-hmm.
typically don't spend a heck of a lot of money um, on a lot of series at once. So
Okay.
their Media Factory Bunko is the branch that is a part of Katakawa that's responsible for creating anime for their projects. That subsidiary has other big series, particularly ReZero, Devil's a Part Timer, Overlord,
Yeah.
Konosuba. I think Konosuba. I don't quote me on the last one, but they have a bunch of other big series. If you notice, a lot of those have had problems with getting continuations online because of the cost. So a big one of those is Overlord, right? Overlord
Yeah.
is currently also very popular. The light novels also do gangbusters. They have had production problems every single season they've had to produce. They've been delayed, they've been way over budget, whatever. Now they make a lot of money relative to that, but that it's Katakawa is not very big for the size of the productions that they have to produce. So No Game No
Yeah.
Life in a lot of ways has been a victim of the fact that it would be competing for resources with those other series, and there just doesn't seem to be like someone who's a champion for it in the company, and that's pretty much how these things get made. um
Okay.
like there usually needs to be someone who gets gets behind it like at the corporate level, and then that's when it will go through. The other problem is that like the light novel went on a few hiatuses over the period of time where obviously the anime and the movie got made, and it was like, oh, okay, um, do they have new stuff to adapt? They did, but at the time when they would have made the decision to start the production, the light novel was on hiatus, and that
Mm-hmm.
hiatus lasted like multiple years. I think it was between like the ninth or 11th volume, something like that. So like there were it's both a problem of timing, a problem of a lack of will at the corporate level, and then a bigger problem of it being an expensive project and them not having the bandwidth to do all that shit at the same time. Um, but the light novels are still going fucking crazy. You know what else is funny? So there's a No Game No Life manga that had been running for years. I don't know if it's still running today. It has never been translated
Oh, what?
into English. Like they're basic things that they could do to capitalize on the
More
interest.
money?
Yeah, like frankly, like cheap, easy money, and they just don't. They don't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well, we have Gate, so which I'm not like too particularly hype about. Like I think I
yeah.
watched. I don't even know if I finished completely finished it because it did it have like was it 24 episodes or was it just 12 core? I
Which
forgot.
one?
The first season of it. I don't believe I finished the first season, but I got deep enough to where they were doing. I got to the point where they brought the otherworldly people to the human world, and they had to like parade or not parade, but like it was in the middle of the street or whatever. Like I got to like that junction.
Yeah, No Game No Life had 12 episodes. Season one it was 12 episodes.
Oh no, I meant Gate.
Oh,
Like
Gate.
Gate.
Oh, so you
I
got to yeah. So when they went to the human world, that's like the towards the back end of the first season because then
yeah
they go back. Like there's a whole thing. I
yeah.
watched it. Yeah, there's a whole thing, and then there's like and he gets like ambushed or something, and then they wind up going back, and there's actually a big time skip that happens in the
Oh
manga or the light novel that I didn't I kind of read a little bit here and there, and I kind of came in after the time skip happens, and like there's some really interesting like ideas that they were playing with at that point because time moves differently on either side of the gate, and so and also different species on the non-Earth side have much longer lifespans than people.
oh okay.
Uh, and the main character kind of does choose a girl, unlike the you know it's like it feels very haremy. It's not so like there's things that are to recommend about the story, except for the fact that the author is like a right-wing nut job. So there's like that part to think about.
Yeah yeah yeah.
So, but it's
But
coming.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's all the news, or that's all the news that I care about. But like I said, there were a whole bunch of announcements and stuff like that. Like they talked about Classroom of the Elite second year,
Oh
which
yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know if they've made it to the third year yet in like on print. So I don't know if we're catching up too fast at this point, but I also it's the same thing. They love it over there. Like
Mm.
it's easy to sell it. Like the quality is just so fucking consistent and is good. So I'm excited about that. But they can hold off on it if they want to, because I don't want to like get caught up and then we're waiting like 5, 6 years. So yeah.
Having a good time though. So give me the next season, please. Uh,
Um
not
yeah.
anything big that for me is on the horizon other than what we
Oh,
talked.
and I remembered. So what I was talking about earlier when we were going through those when we were talking about like the high school fucking not even fatigue, just like being over the high school stuff. The I Have a Crush at Work anime that aired, what was it, like winter? It was winter this year. That show is what I would like to see more of, where it's like adults dating, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an office environment, but they literally just do things that adults do. They all went out for work after drinks, and then he and the crush, because they were already dating, they made out outside, and then they were like, "You want to come home with me?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." And then they woke up, and then they swapped to the next scene, and they were waking up in bed together, and that was it. And that was the first episode, and I was just like, "Yeah, like that's it. Like that's all it is. Like we don't need to make a whole hurrah about this. And the show is literally just, about them trying to hide the romance at the office. Like they're trying to make sure people at the office don't find out,
Mhm.
which is honestly very realistic as well. Cause you dating your coworkers can go, it can be a lot. It can be a lot. So it's like, yeah, more of this, less high schoolers.
Don't
Unless
shit
it's
where
like
you sleep.
shonen. Yeah. Don't.
There was, I guess, a teaser for the new Ghost in the Shell, but we didn't get very much. We got like some
Oh.
key art, some stills. Science Saru's doing it, so it's probably. I hope. We've had many different versions of Ghost in the Shell. I'm hoping that this one is like to differentiate it, that it's probably closer to the original manga. At
Mm-hmm.
least it looks like it might be, which I think which should be interesting and something different than what we've gotten in the past. Because the major is a lot more. I won't say emotional is the wrong word. She's just funnier in the manga. Very like
Oh.
sarcastic and playful compared to the version that we see in both the original movie and then well, all the movies really. Uh yeah, Salem Complex, all that other stuff. Like she's just like a little bit more personality. So I'm quietly waiting on that one, but there's not really news there. We just got the official teaser, whatever that means. That's it.
Well, um, then sure. Like I have a recommendation this week. Go play the Horse Girl game.
What?
Go play the Horse Girl game. It gets you
Oh,
practice project management skills and
oh my
hereditary
god.
traits and all that. It's like idle, like racing, and you're not gambling. People are like, oh, it's racing. You're not gambling. You're literally just like you're making stat builds. You're investing in different stats. You're watching the performances. You're learning like, oh, okay, so this is what it was lacking, or like da da da, or like for this particular track, she needs to be this and da da da. And then you have like skills because they can be mentors. So people are like, oh, the breeding. It's like there's no fucking breeding. They're just like,
Excuse me?
yeah, exactly, fucking exactly. Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
god.
but basically it's like mentors. So like the character, you basically do career runs. At the end of the career, you get your character. They have like, like another I got games or whatever. They have like a power level and they have like certain traits. And then when you mentor at the beginning of a career for somebody else, you can choose two mentors. And so then during the career, there's a chance for them to trigger inspiration, and then you get to like the skills from the previous person. So basically, you like try to do better and better career runs over and over and over again to get like more powerful girls, to
Mm.
invest in girls. Like it's like you're constantly building on top of the other girls that you have. It's at first I was like, what the fuck is this game? Like, why do they like it so much? And then I did like 2 or 3 career runs and I was like, oh shit. I was like, and you get like the idol music, like, and they have so much fucking music in the game. I'm just like, god damn, like, but it's Cygames, and Cygames does not play about their gotchas. So of course it's great. So that's my recommendation. And Persona 5 X is just Persona 5, the gotcha. It's definitely, I think the difference about it though is like the battle system is a little bit, it's not deeper, but it definitely leans more into like the style and like, pressing the attack and things of that nature. But I mean, it is a new story. It's not retelling anything, or at least the part that I'm at. But like it's honestly a take it or leave it. Like it's still a gotcha game. So so many of them, Jesus. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I have any like specific recommendations this week. Been playing a little bit more Monster Hunter, but we talked a little bit about that last time. So
Oh, how is Le Garrett
Gaiacrus, great
Lagai
fight.
Chris?
Great fight.
Really?
Great
Okay.
fight. Because you get to go underwater. Like there's like a whole like the phases are like really fun. Um so I've been enjoying the content. I let both title updates come through, and that meant that I had quite a bit to do when I logged back in. So I've been, appreciating that one. I don't think is there like really anything else. Like I haven't really been like watching any non like anime stuff that's really stood out to me
Well,
lately.
you know what? I
Mostly
do have a
mostly
bunch of
garbage that I can never tell another person to ever watch or pay money to see. So
Oh. Well, what do you know what's going on with solo leveling and why they're saying it's not coming back until 2020 what, 9? Did they say 2029
no, I
or
don't know very much about the
2027?
details. Yeah,
Oh,
I know that
okay.
it was
Well,
delayed an extra year, but I don't know necessarily why. And I haven't really seen much reporting on like the actual reasons for it, but I would
hmm.
like this is the thing, right? We talked a bit before about how much timing plays a role in production. Um, and
Yeah.
there have been a lot of the helper studios that helped with the first season of Solo Leveling were on other projects, and that's all I really know. I don't know if that actually contributed to the delay news because again, I haven't really seen a lot of like reporting on like what the you know particular reasons would be, but I don't know. Right now, it's like hints. Like like I think that where the producer said something about maybe trying to time it up with uh the Winter Olympics in 26 or push it back to 2027.
Oh.
But the thing is that I think the real issue is that it has not yet begun production. And so if it has not yet begun production today, then bare minimum you're talking about over a year and more 18 months feels like a more reasonable time frame, but 18 months now puts you in 2027. So I think that's where people are getting that
Okay.
delay from. Um, but that is the issue is that they have not announced that they have started production. So until that happens, then you can pretty much pencil in 18 months from that date for a season 3.
Okay.
So that's all I know.
Okay. But what else? What look at so what didn't they bring another monster back?
Oh
Seregios
yeah,
or
Sorregios. Yeah.
Seregios, yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
tougher fight because it's fast as fuck.
Oh,
Uh but all the new like armor sets and everything else are actually good. Like potentially game breaking. But everything I heard about Tile Update 3,
really?
yeah, like yeah. But also like in Tile Update 3, they're changing the talisman system so now they can roll randomly any ability, including ones that only show up on like uh weapon sets or armor or like the armor set bonuses so you can get things on
Yeah.
talismans that you would never be able that would allow builds that you couldn't do like literally that would be impossible without it. So that's title update 3. So the real time if you wait and like I that's why I'm not really like necessarily recommending Monster Hunter, but if you hold on maybe until like August or end of August and we hopefully we get title update 3 around that time, that might be the move because you're going to get a whole different game at that point.
No.
But that's it for me.
All right. Catch us on the socials on Anime Savants, Blue Sky, and at anime underscore savants on Twitter. I literally just post a link and I run. Like
Hmm.
it's just on there and I run. So like it is there if you still are on that there, which technically a lot of people still are. Like y'all love that place. Um
Certain people love that place.
yeah, so YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, everything. Also, there may have been something with the Apple podcast. Like Spotify is being weird. So the podcast gets posted and it's supposed to automatically go to Apple Podcasts, but sometimes it delays it from going to Apple Podcasts until a certain time period. So if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, let us know that you're actually getting it because I'm seeing it in my feed, and just like general like random internet searches, but I don't know if it's like updating if you guys are like, following the show on Apple Podcasts. So let us know so that way I
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
make sure I don't have to like relink the accounts or anything like that. But yeah, where do you find you, James?
You can find me at Neural Handshake on X that I don't check. But you can also find me on Blue Sky, James.Morris King, my whole name. Or on your favorite streaming platform, YouTube or Twitch, at
Hmm.
Alexander, Aelexander. But that's yeah. If you want to find Blue Sky is probably the better avenue. I might respond to something on Blue Sky if I get a DM on Twitter. I'm yeah. I'm just looking at that bitch. It ain't happening nowhere else. Uh, but yeah, that's it.
All right, catch y'all next week. Bye.
Peace out.